Since its start with Iron Man in 2008, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the MCU, has been all about a larger world with connected properties. 14 movies and counting, 5 TV shows, several short films, and tie-in comics, the lore of this universe just keeps getting bigger. And the impact of the MCU has been insane. Since the Avengers came out in 2012, countless movie studios have decided that cinematic universes are the way to go. Warner Brothers wants to start a monsters universe with Bigfoot, Frankenstein, and Dracula. Sony's trying to tie in 21 Jump Street and Men in Black to their own continuity. Star Wars is expanding its lore and stories every year. And of course, DC Entertainment is trying their best to emulate the success that Marvel has had with their own characters. But what makes the MCU work so well? When Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. launched, their advertising campaign was all about #It'sAllConnected, again promoting the idea that everything you've seen in the Marvel movies has been taking place in the same world with the same characters and context as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. itself. And people love this idea. The idea that their favorite characters and stories are all happening in the same world and could at some point collide.
How that show dances in and out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Our characters interact with each other, our worlds interact with each other.
It all leads here.
Because you, as our fans, have told us that those are the kinds of stories that you like.
Before The Avengers was released, the idea of having characters from different movies come together as a team was unprecedented, but now it's almost expected, with Black Widow and Cap teaming up in Winter Soldier, Ant-Man and Falcon fighting in that film, and Thor and Hulk buddying around in the soon-to-be-released Thor Ragnarok. People love to see their friends meet their other friends, and it's the same way with movie characters. There's an astronomical amount of fan art of Merida from Brave and Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon making out. But while I find this whole concept fascinating and intriguing, I think there's something even more compelling about the MCU that hasn't been talked about much at all, and that's the concept of two sides of a story, point of view. When Nick Fury breaks into Tony Stark's house at the end of the first Iron Man, he tells him,
"You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe. You just don't know it yet."
A bigger universe, one that you'll never see the entirety of. A universe with endless possibilities and stories to be told. This quote could easily be the main motif of the MCU. Every time you think you've seen the whole world, they show you that, oh wait, there were sorcerers in this universe working in the shadows. Oh wait, there's a whole galaxy out there with talking raccoons. Oh wait, there's these street-level heroes with their own stories to tell. And ultimately, this leads me to what I said a minute ago, the idea of two sides of a story. In the Avengers, the team of 6 heroes battles it out with Loki's forces of aliens right in the center of New York. The city is understandably decimated, but we see our heroes coming together for the first time and ultimately stopping evil. In the film, it's a triumphant finale, a fun summer blockbuster battle with little to no consequences. But that's only one side of the story. In Civil War, we see a very different version of the Battle of New York. Footage from the civilians' point of view reveals just how terrifying the battle was to people on the streets. And even more so in the Marvel Netflix shows like Jessica Jones and Daredevil, we find out that countless people died in the attacks, and it's left a major impact on the citizens of New York and their trust for superpowered individuals.
That's what the newspaper said. You were heroes.
Not me.
The city was saved, but I was there. I saw what really happened. I saw my mother crushed to death under a building that you people destroyed.
In the incident?
I was trying to pull my mother out from the rubble, watching her bleed to death, while all around me, you people were raining down hell.
So go after the big green guy, the flag waver. I wasn't even there.
Consider it a preventative measure for next time.
The incident, as civilians call it, sent the real estate prices way down and made everyone feel more unsafe in the city than ever before. That's the other side of the story. Again, in Age of Ultron, this is the case with Zemo's family. While the Avengers were kicking butt in Sokovia, people were getting crushed under the rubble of falling buildings. Before that, in Iron Man 3, we found out that Tony Stark was partying on New Year's Eve, but at the same time, Aldrich Killian was becoming a villain off on the rooftop. This is what Marvel does so well, expanding on what they already have by looking at it from a different perspective. The idea that you've only seen half of the story, part of what actually happened, is extremely intriguing and engrosses the viewer in the mythos of the world. Some people say that Jessica Jones and Daredevil's gritty, realistic, dark tones don't fit with the rest of the universe, but to that I say, isn't that how the real world is? There are light, fun, upbeat moments in real life, and there are dark and violent ones as well. Personally, I love that Marvel highlights new corners of their universe with every movie, and it's fascinating to see how fantasy adventures, political thrillers, action blockbusters, psychological character studies, and hilarious comedies all fit into this one universe under one umbrella. Either way, the MCU lives and breathes through its ever-expanding lore, and Marvel is just getting started.